So herd immunity is 70%, which you're going to reach any day now or before the end of the month. What does this mean practically within Seychelles?
Well, of course, it means that we will be protected. This is the first aspect of this vaccination program. But secondly, it means that we will be able to reopen our borders, and we've already set the 25th of March as the date when Seychelles will be once again open to receive visitors with only a 72-hour PCR negative test. And I can tell you already there's been so much excitement. Emirates has announced that it will be flying daily into Seychelles. Aeroflot is coming back after 17 years. All the airlines are now being excited about coming back to Seychelles, and of course we will also have the opening of Club Med, and at its opening it'll be 65% occupancy. So everything is looking good because of that vaccination program.
And for those arriving, you talk about a 72-hour PCR, which is sort of the sweet spot, if you like, for vaccines. Are you going to go for a vaccination certificate, or as it's known, vaccination passport? If you've been vaccinated, what advantage will that give you arriving there?
Well, right now, if you are vaccinated, you can enter the country without going through quarantine. So this is already in existence right now. But as from the 25th, you do not need to be vaccinated. But of course, being vaccinated will help. It might be a condition that the airlines themselves will set. But Seychelles will be open. This is the important message we want to send to the whole world.
When I was with you, we were talking a lot considerably about the amount of debt that the country has had to take on. The airline is heavily in debt and may not survive as a carrier, or as a much smaller carrier. Do you need to borrow more, both for the trade deficit, because everything's imported, and for the budget deficit? Are you going to need to borrow more from international organisations, IMF and the like, bank?
Well, we are still in discussions with the IMF because we want to have a program with them. But definitely, if we continue the way we are going now, Seychelles will be in deep financial troubles. So this is why we hope that with the opening of the country, our economy will pick up, and tourism will once again give us the dollars that we need. But right now we are in the middle of the budget process, and I can tell you that things are still very gloomy. But we are pushing forward. We've had to launch new bonds in order for us to get money from our people. We might even launch an international, a foreign currency bond. But if we can get our economy, our tourism back on track, then things will look very much better.
See, that depends, doesn't it, so much on the vaccination in other countries and all that happens elsewhere. I also wonder, now you've been in office some months, is it very different to as you had expected? You took office at a time of real crisis that few leaders have ever had to face of this magnitude.
Richard, I always describe myself as the only elected leader with a good majority who's never had a victory celebration. Yes, we took office at the most difficult time, even compared to the 2008 economical crisis, because 2008 you still had dollars coming in, but in 2020 no dollars were coming in. So yes, it's been tough, but at the same time, for us it's been a very good experience. taking on the tough times right at the beginning of the mandate, having to face COVID, and we've already made a success of how to deal with it. Seychelles is number one, as you know, in the vaccination program, and now we're looking also at the fight against drugs. So if we pass the two major tests, I think we're in for a bright future. And in 6 months' time, if you ask me the same question, I'm sure the answers will be very positive, and Seychelles will be right on top of it all, facing the economic difficulties, and of course strengthening our nation as a people.